Just want to start this video off with a big thank you to those of you guys who supported the first video by liking and commenting. Those comments were really nice, and they really uplifted my nerves about making more videos on WoW content. So thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate that. Don't forget though that I'm still very new at this, so if you want to see things done in any kind of different way than how I'm doing them in a video, just go ahead and let me know, and I'll do my best to try and make sure that I'm making the videos how you guys want to see them. Dungeons. What are they? What are they good for? And why should I do them? Now, since you guys seem to really like the way that I introduced the first video of WoW content, I'm going to try and keep a similar concept and focus on kind of one or two main things now that the beginner knowledge is out of the way. In this episode, my friends and I are going to be attempting to get through our first dungeon. I'm not sure how it's going to go, but we're definitely going to at least give it one solid attempt. When we get there, I'm going to explain to you guys the concept of dungeons, the concept of soulbound versus sellable items, and I guess we'll just see anything else that needs explanation along the way. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure to leave a like if you do, and a comment as well, because it helps more people see my channel. And let's get right into this. I mentioned in the goal of the first video that I wanted to get through my first dungeon. So right now some of my friends are still stuck in queue, but some of us have gotten in. So we're going to keep trying to level, and we're going to hopefully get through our first dungeon today. Chances are, by the time we get there, not everyone is going to be high enough level to actually do the dungeon properly. But we will figure it out, hopefully, and I'll explain a lot more about dungeons when I actually get there. Hopefully this video is going to be not as much explanation and more just focused on, progress and leveling with some, explanations once I get to those specific points. I guess to start this video off with a tip, if you look at my XP bar at the bottom of my screen, you'll notice that it says that there's rested XP and that my XP bar is blue. So it's important that you always try to log out in an innkeeper's location or in a major city, because if you do that, then while you're logged out, you gain a very slight amount of pretty much just double XP when you log back in. So I've been logged out for about 5 hours while I was editing and then taking a quick nap, and I got pretty much a whole bar of just bonus XP. So you might as well just get it. It's free XP. It's no reason not to do it. Sorry if you guys hear the AC unit in the background. I'm still trying to figure out some settings for this other recording software, so you might hear a little humming in the background of some of these clips. So I managed to get enough signatures on my guild charter, and I think that I just have to go here and register it. I don't know if does this cost money? I don't have a guild charter. What? Oh no, there we go. It's created. There we go. The world class casuals. I don't know where this actual tab is. Ah, here it is. I found it. The world class casuals. We exist, boys. Look at us. Our weakest member is level 9. Look, we're all freaking gods in here, dude. Let's go. Just to mention it, if you guys didn't already know, I am playing on the Harad server on the Alliance side, and anybody who wants to join this guild is welcome to. Just go ahead and send me a message in Discord, or just at me in Discord or anything. Anybody's welcome to join. I mean, we want to have as many people in here as possible and just have a really nice environment, so, feel free to ask if you'd like to join. A chest! Oh, I have to get out of bear form. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, there's nothing good in here. Oh, there's some mana potions, actually. That's pretty good. Oh, wait. I haven't seen the best part about bear form yet. This is the best part about bear form. This is the only reason to play a druid right here. The same spot. Yeah, they work just like resources, where they come back in the same spot, and it's so great. Alright, what do we got this time? I got some warped leather pants. I didn't really get anything good, but still, it's kind of cool. You guys might have already noticed this by now, but I'm actually in a party most of the time while doing this video, and the reason for that is, I was actually able to game a bit more with my friends today. We were finally able to all meet up in a zone and do some quests together. In case you guys are wondering why doing quests with other people is relevant, if people in your party share the same quests, then if it's, for example, a quest that says kill 10 of these things, then if anyone in your party kills one and you're remotely within range of it, you'll also get credit for it. It does make it a bit slower when you're doing quests that require you to kill things that have a % chance of dropping something. For example, what we're doing right now, we have to kill these little imps to try to collect their earrings. So just be wary of that if you're doing a lot of group questing kind of stuff, that those type of collection quests tend to be a bit more obnoxious. You've probably also noticed that there's only 4 people in my party, counting myself. Now, unfortunately, Kurt couldn't get in the game because he got a ridiculous login queue again, but that's okay because I make up for that by staying up extra late to try and help him kind of catch up to closer levels to where we were at later. So you'll see that later in the video. A lot of people were also asking me about login queues, and is it normal to always have these ridiculous login queues? One, no, it's not normal at all. because the game is still very, very new. You guys got to keep that in mind. Well, it's not new, but, you know, new to be re-released, I guess. The hype for this game carries on more than just the past couple of months, and right now there's probably well over 1 million people all trying to play the game at once. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of login queues for a while, but it'll dip down with time, and if you log in the mornings and stuff, the queues are very, very minimal. It's just the later in the day you get, the longer the queues are. So unfortunately, it's a part of how things are right now, but as time goes on, it should get a lot better since Blizzard is constantly adding new servers and whatnot that people will hopefully switch to. But you guys shouldn't. You should stay on Harad and join my guild. Right here. So if you say something in like trade chat or something, be careful before you type again, because you'll automatically be talking in trade chat. So let's go because of you. Hell yeah, dude. You'll have a lot of fun, honestly. This is a really, really enjoyable game. Oh, hey, ding. Oh, hey, there's a wand from this quest, but I think the one I got you is better. Invite to guild. Is your in-game just Lugnut? Oh, I just died. What, healer? Come on, healer boy.
Right?
You're the healer.
What? I'm a balance.
You can heal.
I'm busy trying to equip my pants here.
My healer didn't heal me. What the heck?
The healer was literally caught with his pants down.
Now, this is the first time I've died, and a lot of you guys are like, oh no, you died. That's really bad. Well, in this game, since WoW Classic was actually kind of designed to be less of a punishing MMO in terms of death and time sinks, it's actually pretty much no risk to death whatsoever. The only thing that happens is you lose 10% durability on your gear, which you can repair at a lot of just regular vendors throughout the game. And if you die a PvP death, as in if you die to another player, you take pretty much no loss whatsoever. So what I'm doing right now, you see how the water looks a little bit different here? I don't know if I fully like introduced the concept of fishing, but it's fairly straightforward. If you have fishing, I mentioned that it's like, hey, I want my thing to be in there. So fishing is a secondary skill in this game, or a secondary profession, so you can have as many secondary professions as you want. They're not limited like the main ones, but it's pretty simple. You cast your line, and then you click the bobber, you just right-click it whenever it dips down. You can make a decent amount of money for this because it's used for skills like cooking as well, so it's just nice, and cooking allows you to get some special foods that'll give you increased stats and whatnot. But sometimes you'll see these schools of fish like this, and oily blackmouths I think are used for a lot of potions, so they're probably going to end up being worth a decent amount in the future. So anytime I see this, I'm always going to stop and try and fish them to try and make some extra money. Because, you know, every little bit will help, because there's some pretty expensive things in the future like mount training that's going to be a lot of gold to save up for. I almost have 1 gold, but I'm about to have to spend money. I do have 1 gold. My first gold! Yes, dude, it's beautiful. Look at it. It's about to be gone because I have to head back to my druid trainer. But it's so beautiful. Alright, I am level 14, so I can pick up some new stuff. Let's see, we got level 2 thorns. That's pretty helpful, actually. Rank 3 wrath is insanely helpful. Looks like I got a new bear tanking kind of thing. Awesome. And I also got a new rank of healing touch. I also just blew... Remember how I said I had a gold? All the way down to 67 silver now. That's so freaking painful. I also get a new druid quest, so I guess let's go ahead and see where this takes us. Oh yeah, look, there's a Tauren right there. Level 18, dang. He killed a rabbit! Oh, I want to attack him so bad. So earlier I mentioned the queue times, and in the first video I talked about layering. And to remind you guys, layering is what Blizzard did in order to kind of try and make sure that everyone could use a particular zone without having too much competition for spawn. Well, as you can guess, with a lot of people all playing the game at the same time, despite layering, there are still a lot of people in the same zones, even though they're all on different layers. And I think that after a while, this started to take a bit of a toll on the servers because I started getting some really, really, really ridiculous amounts of lag to the point where you can see these people kind of like blipping around me, but I wasn't lagging in any other way in the game. So I'm pretty sure it was just because it was this zone, because the second I left the zone, everything was perfectly fine. So if this is happening to you, don't worry. It's most likely just the game, not your connection. Alright, let's see. Nice big ol' staff upgrade. Oh, is that it? That's it? That's just the druid quest? I don't get like a form or anything? Okay, that's kind of lame. I was hoping it'd be like a new form. It's a druid quest, all I get's a green staff. Alright, well, I mean, cool, I got an upgrade, but I think this Oh, God. Oh, God! This lag is... I'm scared the server's gonna crash. What the heck? This is terrifying lag, dude. Alright, so I guess I should explain what's going on now. So, we're taking this boat from the dock of the city that I was at, and this boat's actually going to take me to the other continent, to a major city. So the major city that I'm going to is probably the most populated major city, and it's Stormwind. So this is the human area, and the reason we're going here is because we're trying to make our way over to our first dungeon. We're a bit under-leveled, but, yeah, well, hopefully we'll be fine. We'll be fine. So right now, we're running through an area, or areas, that are a bit higher level than us, so a lot of people refer to this as, like, the Gauntlet or the Death Run, because in order to get to the area we want to go to, you have to run through some pretty high-level areas. Now, we're sticking on the path. We should be fine. I can ask. Oh, hey, I just leveled up from discovering that area. Nice. Remember how I said we had to run through an area that was much higher level than we were? When you run through mobs that are much higher level, their aggro range and radius tends to be a lot higher. So they will aggro on you from much further distances away and chase you pretty, you know what, really far. It's chasing. It's still, oh god, don't look behind us. Oh my god. Dude, it's on me, that's why. Oh, no, it switched. It's on the other guy now. What the heck is this thing's aggro range? What the heck? Oh, it's on your pet now. Oh no, we got another one! Save me! It's a young one. Wait, god, the other one's gonna catch up. Oh my god, get away! How is it still here? Oh, wait. Oh my god, it is. Look way, you can say it way back there? No, look, way back there. It's just getting to the road now. There it goes. You see that guy on the right? Just kind of running face first into the mountain? This is what a lot of people are doing right now to try and avoid getting logged out. I'm not sure if it's really doing anything, but people are so scared of these queue times right now that this is probably why the queue times are so long. It's because no one wants to log out once they're finally in the game. Here we are. In these snowy lands of who gives a f, we're going to Ironforge. So I may have lied. We're not going directly to Stormwind, and by going, I mean we've been walking for about like 15 minutes now, I think. It takes a minute to get places in this game. A lot of people were asking me too, like, well, does the entire game just look like that? Well, this is the starting zone of a different race, so this is for the Gnome and Dwarf starting zone, which is also an Alliance class, but as you can see, very, very, very different to the starting zone that I had in like the foresty area. So for a game that came out in 2004 to 2005, these graphics are really respectable. Fucking guy just ruined. This guy just fucking ruined my shit. He just ran right in front of it, huh? Now that that cinematic's over, let's answer the question everyone's been wondering. What you got going on under there, Doc? Now I'm going to try and explain dungeons, and then the two types of items that can come from dungeons in the most simple way that I possibly can. Dungeons are very similar to Chambers of Xeric and Theater of Blood in the sense that they are instanced areas that only people in your party can have access to. Once you're in there, no one else except the people in your party will be in there, or if they are, you won't see them because they'll be in a separate instance. Now when it comes to explaining how the items work, they'll always drop in one of two ways. Now the first way is you get it from a boss, or sometimes random mobs in the area will drop items that are labeled Bind on Pickup. What a Bind on Pickup item means is that the second that item is assigned to your character, you can never trade the item. The only way to get rid of it once you're done with it or once you get a better item is to just sell it off to a vendor. This is very similar to getting an item like a Fire Cape in the sense that it's done like this so that you have to accomplish the thing yourself. Like you have to kill the boss yourself, you have to go through the raid yourself, or at least you have to be there and be close enough to be able to roll on the item. This is the most common label for most items, especially best in slot items in WoW, because most of your best in slots are going to come from dungeons and raids, and Blizzard doesn't want you to be able to just buy the best items kind of how you can in RuneScape. Say a Twisted Bow, for example. You can buy a Twisted Bow, when you're done with it, you can sell it back. You can't do that in WoW. Once you get an item, it's yours, and it's stuck to your account forever, until you decide to get rid of it. And you can't get rid of it by selling it to another player, you can only do so by disenchanting it, which I'll explain in the future, or selling it to a vendor. Now the other way is Bind on Equip. Bind on Equip is exactly what it sounds like. These are items that can be looted and traded amongst players until one of those players actually puts on the item. Once they put on the item, very similar to the bind on pickup item, the item becomes soulbound and is no longer tradable to other characters. So this and this, these are weapon masters, so basically most people only have access to using some weapons upon the initial creation of their character, but if you go to these weapon masters, you can train other things. So it's worth trying to pick up as many as you can, to be honest, because since this is classic, there's a lot. I don't think they offer anything different. No, they don't. Since this is classic, a lot of the weapons and items in this game are kind of wonky, so they get put on really weird things, and things are weirdly statted, so it's just good to have every option available, I guess. Now, earlier I mentioned to you guys that I'm in one of the capital cities of the Alliance known as Ironforge. Stormwind is still really far away, and here's the fastest way to get there. This is a tram system. It is exactly what it looks like. I get on here, and it'll be kind of a fast travel between Stormwind and Ironforge. Now, these are very convenient for people who have not yet unlocked the flight path between these areas, and what I mean by unlock the flight path is that if you haven't been to an area yet, there's no quick travel function to get there. You've probably noticed in the background of some of these clips that I'm running past people who have griffins and a green exclamation mark above them. If you ever see that, you should always run to that person and talk to them, and that's how you unlock that specific flight path. Once it's unlocked, you never have to do it again, and that flight path will always be unlocked, and it's a good way to save time instead of having to run between different locations, especially since I don't have a mount yet to increase my movement speed. Since I'm going to be coming back here a lot in the near future and not really heading back to Darnassus, my original capital city, aside from training, I think that it makes sense for me to set my Hearthstone here. It'll just be a little bit easier. Now, I explained the concept of dungeons to you guys already, but generally on the way into the dungeon, as well as the NPCs in the dungeon, will be labeled as elite enemies. You'll see that the thing I'm attacking right now has a gold dragon surrounding its portrait. This is to symbolize that the enemy is substantially stronger than a normal enemy and shouldn't be taken lightly. If this enemy is the same level as you, it's very unlikely that you'll be able to solo it unless you really know what you're doing, or are very, very able to kite the NPC around by slowing it down. A similar portrait can be seen on NPCs that are known as rare NPCs, except the dragon will be silver. These generally drop rare items and are very, very hard to find. Keep in mind we're at lower levels, so these bosses aren't going to look super intimidating, but I promise they are very strong, especially because we're all very underleveled. The 5th person in our team is just some random person that we picked up who is also looking for a team, and the reason that you see these marks above targets is generally this is what you do when you are trying to CC, which means crowd control something. So the mage that we picked up in our team has access to a spell called Polymorph, which temporarily turns an NPC into a sheep, and turning the NPC into a sheep means that it can't really be attacking anybody. So as you can see, things did not go very well. I ran out of mana very quickly, and mana regenerates a lot slower when you're actually in combat, and especially when you're casting spells, and so did Sam. And Sam's the healer, so we kind of wiped very quickly. This is probably a good example of here's what happens now that we died. You have to run back to your body. Since our bodies are located inside of an instance, you just have to go back to the entrance of the instance, and then it'll just respawn us at the entrance. Now, after a much more intense boss fight than is probably intended for the literal, probably weakest dungeon boss in the entire game, we finally managed to kill it. We did it! Watch out, there's another thing though. After a brief while of struggling and deaths, we also eventually managed to kill the second boss. In this instance, it didn't go well. As you can see, a lot of us ended up dying, and we managed to kill the boss's first form. However, we kind of forgot that there was a second form to the boss, and the 2 people that did live did not kill the guy as he popped out of his little mechanical suit there. Go, Wand, go! You're so far away, where are you? How slow it is. Wand, oh, no, the guy's out now. Oh, no, it doesn't. He didn't come out. Oh, no, he is out. He is out, but we got the drop at least. Once we came back, we very narrowly managed to kill the boss that came out of the shredder, and we received our first rare drop. Now, blue drops are obviously a bit more rare than green ones, especially at this level, and unfortunately neither of the 2 drops that came from this boss were very good for me, and this is as far as we managed to get in the dungeon, because at this point, it was probably like 1 in the morning, and we were all kind of tired and just happy to have gotten this far. So, unfortunately, I didn't get anything from it. However, my brother managed to win both items, and they're both pretty useful for him, so it should help when we decide to return at a slightly higher level. After that, everyone went to bed except myself and Kurt. At this point, Kurt had actually just woken up. Since he was super far back in the queue, I told him to just sleep until he got pretty close to being logged in, and I would call him when his queue time was just about in. He was sharing his screen so I would know. I didn't want to go to bed and make Kurt game alone, since he was already kind of a lower level than all of us. So for a few hours, I helped him level up so that he could get into a slightly stronger zone and that I could actually get some XP as well. I know that it's not exactly efficient, but I'm not playing this to be efficient. I'm playing this to have fun with my friends and make new friends along the way. So I don't care if I'm wasting a little time and falling behind the grind to a high level, as long as my friends and I are all having fun. Why do I feel like they're not supposed to... I feel like this isn't supposed to be like this. They're like 3 guys like holding hands like inside of each other. This is a little weird. At this point, you guys are probably wondering, Dave, why the heck are you walking around clucking like a chicken? Well, we decided to pick up a couple other people from our guild who were in the same zone, and they were also hanging out in my live stream, and we would all quest together. Because, why not? It'll make it a little bit faster. I remembered when I was watching some videos about WoW that there's a hidden quest that you can actually get in Westfall from this particular area that has a chicken in it. If you buy the special chicken feed from the farmer that's right next to me here, and then you just spam /chicken at one of these things enough, it'll eventually become a friendly target. When it becomes friendly, it then gives you a hidden quest that gives you a summonable companion. Now, companions in this game are very similar to pets in RuneScape in the fact that they don't do anything, but they're just cool. So now I have a little chicken pet that just follows me around, and that's honestly really, really cool to me. Since I was going to be nice, I decided to help all my friends, like I helped Kurt and the 2 other guild members that I was with get this pet as well. And I'm sure that all of the other players who were leveling around us were probably really, really confused as to what we were doing the entire time we were here. Between queue times, editing, and actually playing the game, over the past 2 days, I only had a combined 3 hours of sleep. So after about a 10 to 12 hour day, I was pretty exhausted and really ready to go to bed at this point, but I said I was going to get level 17 first, so we did a bunch of quests so that I could do so. I want to once again thank you guys who are watching these videos, and I really do hope you enjoy them. I know these are actually kind of long right now, and I'm really surprised because I'm trying to make them as short as possible, but I also don't want to cut out any footage that I think is going to be interesting to you guys. I'm not used to being able to get footage so easily coming from RuneScape, so this is kind of a pleasant surprise to me, but I'll be able to work the videos down to be shorter as I get more used to making them. If you have any questions or anything you'd like addressed, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to respond to them. I'm going to address 2 questions that I saw a few people asking, and those 2 questions are, am I streaming while I'm doing this? And the answer is yes. You can catch my streams over on twitch.tv/LowSoulGamers. Anytime I'm playing WoW, I've been live. So pretty much any time that I'm playing the game, I will be on my live stream, and you guys should come over there and hang out. Even if you're stuck in a queue yourself, you can still hang out, ask questions, and we can talk. The other question that people ask me is, what add-ons do I use? Now, add-ons are acceptable in this game, and you are allowed to use them to a certain degree. There are some add-ons that Blizzard will take a stance on and will ban, but I won't really talk about those since I'm never going to use them, and you guys probably won't either, since that doesn't happen very often. The one add-on that I'm using is called Questy. Questy is what's showing certain locations of where quest mobs are on the minimap, and it's pretty helpful. I strongly recommend you guys download it. Getting add-ons on this game is super easy. There's tons of guides on YouTube, and they'll show you that it's basically just dragging it into the right folder. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next episode where I'm going to continue to try and work on making the video look a little bit better, and I'm going to continue to try and make sure I'm providing the best content that I can for you guys from this game. Once again, thank you very much to those of you who are watching this, and especially those of you who are genuinely enjoying this series. It really does mean a lot that you guys are trying out this new content with me. So I hope to see you guys on Harad. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you guys next time.